Right, I have now got the clear parts in now, but it wasn't without its pitfalls. Now, on the instructions, I will admit it's been rather vague, with positioning, with also colours as well, which I'll explain later. But to get the clear part in, it just says drop it on that pinhole and that's it. It doesn't say nothing else. And also on the clear headlamp piece, it just says push it into those two pegs there, and that's it. It doesn't say anything else. Now, with the clear part for the windows, I haven't glued that in yet because it'll keep wanting to pop out. Now, one thing you've got to be careful of is that little notch there and that little notch there. You've got one grey which is covered up by my decal pattern, my livery pattern, and that one's just yellow. There's a little groove in the actual clear part for the window, and you've got to pop that into place. Because when you put it on that pin, you've got to push all this in and get it to pop into place, because it will just keep popping out. So the best thing you can do is get a pair of cotton gloves, because when I was demonstrating it to you, when I was dropping it on the previous update, I actually put a couple of paw prints on the windscreen on the inside, so I've obviously got to clean those up. So get yourself a pair of cotton gloves. You can get these from the chemist. That's where I got mine from. I think there was £1.50. So getting your white cotton gloves on, you push it into that little peg, and then you've got to snap it into place everywhere. So you've got to snap it into place there, round the back here, paying attention to those little pegs on the top into the grooves on the clear parts. You've also got to push them into the corners of the nooks and crannies of the body shell on the inside. Also, you've got to push it. See, these are upright supports of the upper door where it meets the windscreen. There's also a groove in the much like those, there's a groove that those slot into, so you've got to get your thumbs and work that in, and once you hear the click, you're there. You've also got to do where it meets the front dashboard and the engine dash plate, whatever you want to call it. That's got to snap into there as well. So again, getting your thumbs and fingers, you've got to push down until you hear the click. And to be honest, I don't think this is 100% secure. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get my scissor clamps and use the glue. The glue and glaze, which I've been using for absolutely donkey's years. I still don't think this is 100%. Also, you might have to use your scissor clamps, especially if you've got some longer ones, and just like get around the corners and hold that into place. Now for the headlamp covers, the clear part, there's a trick to this. If you just mount it onto those two pegs, right, those clear pieces where I've painted yellow are not going to go through the holes on the body. You're going to have a massive 1.5mm gap lip, and it will be just resting on the underneath here. But like I said, on the plans it's very vague, so the trick is you've got to push the lenses into that pointed groove there and pointed groove there. You know, like when you put the body shell on and you put it on backwards and then you bring it forward, that's what you've got to do. So you've got to push them into there and then manoeuvre them in with your thumbs, and then you've got to bring the mount onto the pegs and you've got to push it in that way. And then you get your fingers and thumbs and then just push it down, pull it down and push it, and then those will mount onto those pegs. And you can see that those clear lenses that are, like I said, with the yellow, are now flush with the top of the body where it meets the headlamps. That's flush now, and then they might pop through slightly, so just get your finger and thumb. Got a bit of hair on my thumb there, get rid of that, and just push it down slightly so it actually clicks into place. So all I've got to do now is just run the glue and glaze round. A bit of a faff, you know, with the vague instructions on the instruction page, but I got there in the end. Right, small update on the windscreen. I found out why it wasn't locking into place fully. Right, so if you remember that, you've got to push it right through. It's the same on the windscreen. In that corner there of the door, there's like a little lip, and on that corner edge as well. Both sides, you've actually got to push the windscreen, the clear part, over that little lip so it locks into place, and on there as well. Something tells me I've got to push that even further at the top here, but it looks flush to the body parts, so I don't know what's going on there, but that seems secure. It's just this here. You've got this corner edge here and this corner edge here where it meets the uprights for the from the roof to the top of the bonnet. It doesn't look like there's a lip there, but then it does look like there's a lip there. It's weird. So I'm trying to push that in a bit more, but it keeps wanting to slip out. And then you've got the lip here on the bottom of the windscreen where it meets the mount. And I'm trying to push, but it feels like I'm stretching the clear plastic, and I don't want to break it. But once I've got that corner edge into place, you can see the actual black line there. It meets right up to the actual door and put the yellow paint where it is, because that was actually lower. And I was thinking, well, hold on, I ain't got this right. But once I pushed them two corners in, the four corners, 1, 2, 3, 4, it actually raised it slightly. So just be wary when you're pushing the clear parts into place. You need to really get them in and lock them in. I'm still not happy with this part here, because I don't know if I can get it to... It just looks like there's a bit of a gap, even though it's flush to that. I don't get it, but yeah, just make sure you push those corners in the best you can, and it'll fit a hell of a lot better. Right, so I've put my clear parts in now. So you've got the windscreen part. I pushed it up a bit more, but it didn't really make any difference. So I just basically left it upside down like that overnight, just like that. I didn't even bother clamping it. I just ran the glue and glaze around the edges and just left it overnight. Same as with me headlamps covers, the lenses, sorry. I just pushed them into there, pushed them in a bit more because it didn't make contact 100%, and then just ran the glue around the edges on the inside, and it looks really good, not bad at all, not bad. I've also put the red tail lights in now. If I turn the flash on, you might see it a bit better. So them have gone in. I had to widen the holes on the inside slightly, both sides, but I just pushed them in, and then I just put the Tamiya extra thin from the inside and let it just seep in through the hole. But that seems fairly solid, so that's not looking too bad. Right, I've also done the fan and its pan mount. That's all glued in. So I just put some Tamiya extra thin down there, and then put a clamp on that side, and put a clamp on that side just to hold it into place. Took the clamps off this morning, and that's now lovely and dry. And again, that will just sit on that bottom edge there, and the fan will show through, and that's how it'll look. So I've obviously got to glue that, and it's got a lovely little lip there. Look, see the lip? It's got a nice little lip that'll mount onto there like that, and that'll just hold that into place. So I've got to glue that in. Underneath the bonnet, you've got like that little vent hole, and then you've got this piece here, and that will sit on there like that in them little square channels. See the channels there? You just slot that into place there, and that will actually go in like that. It tells you to paint that fascia in black, but I actually prefer it in yellow, so that's what I've done. I've still got to paint the underneath of the bonnet in black, obviously, and then the underneath and the sides of the vent, that'll be done in black, but like that, I think that's really nice. So that's got to be glued in. And then pretty much last but not least, you've got the headlamps. So I just painted them in anthracite, gunmetal for the light lamp surrounds, the fascia, and then silver for the lamps themselves. And then that will eventually, go onto them 2 pegs, and that will go in there like that. Now, and that's all the construction for that page. So once I get all that in, then I'll just turn the page over, and then I've just got them last few bits. The one thing I want to draw your attention to is that grill there. Right, whoops. Now, again, Revell are very vague in their colours. It just says paint it in B, which is flat black. So, I've done my flat black. But them edges there, them are actually auxiliary headlamps. Because if you look on the box, you can see there, look. But they ain't telling you to paint the whole thing black. So I've painted the silver on those, and then I'm just going to top it up with an extra coat, and then once that's dry, I'll just paint the clear yellow one and see how that comes out. So that's all that done. I've just got to put all them bits in now. Right, welcome back. I've now glued in the clear parts. Those are all glued in properly now. I've also glued in the headlamps and the rear pan plate with the fan. And I've also done the bonnet with the scoop, with the bonnet scoop. And that actually sits in there like that, just behind the radiator. So turning that up there, you can see. If you look down there, you can see the radiator in there. So check that out. The front headlamps assembly, I had to widen those holes slightly. And also I had to clamp them with a clamp here and a clamp here, because they wouldn't 100% meet the back wall to look through the lenses. But once the glue dried, it's put them nice and tight and snug, and you can make them out through the yellow lenses, which I think is really nice. And then you've got the back piece as well, the actual splitter pan, as it were, with the fan and all the pumps and all those little, oh there you go, all the pumps and all the bits and bobs there, and that's showing through lovely. So I'll put a clamp here like that, and I put a clamp on the other side and left it upside down overnight to dry, and I think that looks really, really nice. Unfortunately, it's not going to be like the Escort where it just drops on. I think I'm going to have to put it in from the back and then bring the front down. So let's see what happens. Right, I'm now gluing the body shell onto the interior stroke chassis. I did have to bring it down, put it in the arse end first and then bring the top down. I didn't have to spread it. It went in fairly easy. Just below here there's like a recessed C-shaped notch and a sheath-shaped groove. There's one there and there's one there, so you have to lock them into place and get your glue in. When I put this in, all this was loose. I felt like I could like lift the body shell slightly raised, about that much. So what I had to do is I had to push all this down, one hand here and one hand here, get my pressure clamps and try and get this to, like, you know, the floor into like the tight, well, I wouldn't say it was a lip, just get it to meet that edge. And then once I clamped it properly, I just got my Tamiya extra thin and let it seep into like the groove, as it were. I mean, there you can see it's slightly raised, so it hasn't gone 100%. But I'm just hoping when I take the clamps away that that just doesn't drop off. We'll see what happens, but I'm hoping it should be alright gluing wise. So we'll just leave it overnight and see what happens when I take the clamps off tomorrow morning. Fingers crossed, touch wood.